What is going on, everyone? Chris with Journals, Comments of Pop Culture. Today, guys, I'm standing next to this new press that I bought, and you probably can tell by the title where this video is going to go. This is not going to be a positive review of this press right here. So, what I originally intended to do, obviously, going into buying a new press, was showing off how to press comic books with the press, right? That's not what's happening here. What's happening here is I'm going to tell you guys why this press is non-functional and you should do all that you can in your power to stay away from it, okay? Now, this is a clamshell press. It's 15 by 15, okay? Right here, it does say, I don't even know what this says. It says BETTERSB, Betters B. Honestly, I don't know what it says, but this is basically a generic knockoff. So basically what I'm trying to say is that you could go on to Amazon. I got it from Amazon. You can go on to Amazon. You could go on to eBay. And you could find presses that look exactly like this one. But some of them don't have a branding. Some of them have different brand names. But basically, they're all generic knockoffs. They are made and processed and shipped from China, usually. Now, there are some that are a little different, but pay attention to this one, and I'm going to show you why I've had so much problems with it. And just to let everyone know before I go into this, I did contact the seller on Amazon about these issues. I said I'm not happy with it. I want to return it. They never responded to me over almost 2 weeks without a response. So I filed a claim with Amazon, and I was able to get a full refund without having to send the press back in. But ultimately, I'm not going to be using this press. Okay, so let me try to explain this to you guys. First off, and I know I'm not close up here, but you can see how the press operates. The clamshell shuts like this, right? But you guys can see here, it's not closing, right? You need to press down on it really hard. And I'm going to get into that in a minute. Now, the reason why I went with the 15 by 15, you guys can probably see my little press right here. This is like, what, a 12 by 9, I believe. You can only fit one comic book in the 12 by 9s. As well as this press having major issues that I made videos before in the past where the crap shot welding just completely broke in multiple places. I rigged it just to have it barely working for as long as it did, right? With this one, I thought it would be more functional. I thought the design was more functional. But the 15 by 15 is key to me because I have a lot of books that I want to press. This whole shoebox over here has books. It's filled to the top. This is just a few that were, the whole shoebox has books. I have a stack of books on my table over here that I need to press as well. But you can see all the books that I'm looking to press. I wanted to be able to double my workload. So you could take 2 books and sit them in here and press 2 books at a time. Now, I'm not going to go into how I do that. I put, like a heavyweight paper in there under the cover and then a board on top and all that. I'm not going to get into all that right now because this isn't a how-to. It is a how-to. It's how to stay away from crappy presses, right? But the 15 by 15 is what I was looking for so I could press 2 comic books at a time, right? Double my workload. Now, this does have a on and off switch on the side of it, and you guys might not be able to see the light up, but you could see the program board right here, okay? You guys might be able to see how it's counting up right now. The first issue that I noticed from this that's different than this one, and I'm going to turn my little one on in a minute. You can adjust the temperature. You can adjust the time. And that's it. So basically, I flip it on, right? It's heating up to the 175 or 180 that I had it at. And it's counting down for 5 minutes, right? After 5 minutes, it's going to make a sound, and you're not going to be able to turn that sound off unless you completely switch the press off. And I'm going to show you guys that in a minute. And then I'm going to show you how that compares to my other press and why what the functionality in my other press was so much better. But But get this, guys. So there's this knob right here. You guys can see this knob right here. That's the pressure knob, right? You turn it to the left for less pressure. You turn it to the right for more pressure. Now, I'm going to turn it to the left to get very, very little pressure, okay? All right, let's try it right there. I'm going to try to close it now. See that? I didn't have to press down at all. But it doesn't even, there's no pressure at all. So if you put a comic book in there, as it is right now, it's not going to do anything. Let's tighten it a little more. And see, now it's not staying down. And that's just a tiny bit of pressure. But I could click it down and it'll stay closed. Let's try to open it up. Okay, not that bad. Let's put a little more pressure on it. Let's try this again. Won't stay closed. You got to press it down. I had to put some muscle in it that time. But you probably heard the pop. It's closed. Let's try to open it. See that? Look at that. It's lifting the whole... Look, everything stuff's falling over here. It's lifting the whole press off the table. It doesn't want to come up. So what I have to do is I have to get down under here and hold the base and try to put some muscle into this and pop it up. That's with barely any pressure. And I press books on this, and I'm telling you guys, the smallest of, like, a small little spine tick or some small indentation does not come out with the pressure where it's at. Let's do a couple little more turns. Now I'm having to look at this, and I'm not putting faking the funk here. I can't press it down. Let's loosen up a little bit more. There we go. But now, look at that, look at that, look at that. See that? So I got to, again, hold it down. Look, wow, man. Okay, now, you see this blank space right here, guys? There was a poster here last night. What had happened was, this was down. Let's loosen it up a little bit. Right? And I could not get it open for the life of me. I had to pick it up off of its base, flip it on its side, and try to pry it open. And when it popped open and knocked my picture down, thankfully the glass didn't shatter. I don't know if you guys could see that, but I was bleeding all over the place too. It looked a lot worse yesterday. Plus it kind of threw out my arm and my wrist. I'm telling you guys, non-functional. It's ridiculous. It has, to give you guys kind of a scope of where the pressure was at when that happened, it was probably halfway through least pressure, most pressure. And when I was doing it right now, it wasn't even halfway there to the halfway mark of the pressure. So to have a press where you can't even, it's not even functional when you're putting pressure in it, it's pointless. It's pointless. And here I am, gonna pull a muscle, shatter some glass, break things, just trying to get it open. It's unbelievable, guys. It really is. So that was my biggest issue. Like, how do you function a press? You're moving in books. Like for me, I would do, well, for this one, because it fits two. So what I would do is I would put 2 books in, right? I would close it. I'd keep it on for heat for a certain amount of time. Then I'd keep it in the cool press with no heat overnight until the next day. So technically, I'm coming in here every day and flipping books. I'm flipping books in and out every single day. This is not functional. I cannot do this every day and have this much problem. But putting that aside, what's even worse is you're not getting enough pressure from this machine with where it's at. You're not. You need at least probably 66% of the threshold of the pressure. And I can't even get to that point because if I did, I could barely close it and I can't even open it up. So it's pretty ridiculous. Now, the thing The thing with the clamshell is, I thought for two reasons. Like I said, I thought the welding was a lot better, and I thought it would have more equal distribution of pressure through the books. But I'll tell you, even with this guy, with all of its issues, there was always equal distribution of books. And this is a clamp that goes straight down onto the book, right? It's so broken. This is look at this is broke. We got about 2 more minutes before this beeps, and I'm going to show you guys exactly my final point and why this is a no-go. So my plans right now are, I'm going to have to go back and really do some more research, looking up some books, looking up some presses. I don't know the route I'm going to go. I cannot, if you have the money, you know when you're getting a solid state-of-the-art, probably made in the U.S. press. You're probably not going to spend anywhere less than like $400, $500 for a really good press. Unfortunately, I don't have that kind of money. But if you're only spending, anywhere from $150 to $200, you should at least be able to have a press that is functional and manageable. And like I said, it's the irony of this is my first press started falling apart after a month of having it. The welding job, the rig welding job, it started breaking at parts. It was a flawed design where it was putting pressure on some of the crap shot welding jobs, and it would pressure certain pieces and they would snap. But I rigged it enough to where it's 2.5 years later and I was still getting use out of it. And here's a funny thing too. When I was putting the books in this one, and I was like, wait a minute, nothing's coming out. I would put it back in my old press, which is rigged, broken in so many places, and even this press can't get enough pressure on it as it should. When I first bought it, it was still pressing out more defects than this new press was, right? Crazy. So I know that I want to go with the 15 by 15, which no matter what design, and if they're cheap, made in China knockoffs, it's still going to be more money than a 12 by 9, obviously. But I don't know which kind I'm going to get. I don't know if I'm going to go with another clamshell. I might go with another one that's similar to this, but I know that they have newer models where the clamp rig is welded a lot better than this one was. So it's a tough decision for me to make. I have to do a lot of research. Once I do that, guys, and hopefully I get a new press again, I'll come out here and make another video. We have a few more seconds, and I'm going to show you guys the final issue that this machine does. We're counting down. 8, 7, 6, 5. Check this out. 2, 1. Very annoying beep, right? You cannot hit a button and turn it off. So say for example, you wanted to run this without a timer, right? You can't. You can't have it on heat without a timer. So say you want to put a book in the press, right? And it gets up to the heat that it's supposed to be at, and you want to go, cook some dinner or something while your book is under the hot press. You have to set the timer for a specific amount of time, and when it beeps, and it won't go off unless you flip the switch off. And when you flip the switch off, the heat goes off with it. I got this old press warming up right now, and I'm going to show you guys what it does, and then we'll wrap up the video after that. But so much more functional. If you guys can get a press that does this, basically you set the press to the proper temperature that you want. Once it hits that temperature, it beeps, and then you can press either timer off, but the heat stays on, or you could press timer start, and it'll do a countdown for, say, 5 minutes, say if you only want to keep a book in there for 5 minutes. But what I wanted to do with this one was I was trying to adjust my time, because with the heat that I was leaving it under there, 5 minutes, it wasn't enough. So I had to keep flipping it off and turning it back on again and letting it do another 5-minute countdown. It's just a mess, guys. So that is my rundown on this press, guys. I do not recommend it. Also, the top gets really hot, and these bolts right here, you could barely touch them. I mean, all presses are gonna get hot on the top, but these can burn. So if you have this press and you have young children that aren't paying attention, and this is my kids' area, they play their video games right here where the camera's set up. This is the TV. You know, if they just came over here and like put their hand down, they would burn their hands. So it's just, I'm very, very disappointed in this. And yeah, I mean, I'm thankful that I didn't have to return it, but and got my money back. But I have no use for this. It is not a workable press when it comes to pressing comic books. Maybe it'll still do a good job on the light pressure where you don't need to use a lot of pressure for t-shirts. I don't know. I'm not in the business of pressing t-shirts right now. I'm in the business of pressing comics. And this one is a 100% absolute no. I do not recommend it. And it's allowed me to be weary on a lot of the cheaper clamshells as well. So guys, let me know. This one's about to beep real quick here. Look at this beep. See? Nice beep. You hit stop timer, and it's still on at 175 degrees, and I can leave it on there for as long as I want. And only when I want to flip it off does the heat go off. So, yeah. All right, guys. Again, thank you guys for watching. Let me know. Do you guys have a clamshell press? Where did you buy yours? Is there a brand name on it? Did you get it from eBay? Did you get it from Amazon? How is it working? What are the pros? What are the cons? I would love to hear all your guys' feedback regarding this. Like I said, I hope this could be helpful for you guys. Stay away. Stay away. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And until next time.